It's day 10 of the bundle, and we are a little tired. We're a little punchy. Plus, we had the time change as well. So we're still trying to adjust to everything. Welcome, I'm Tami from Nutmeg Notebook. Today is the last day to get the vegan health bundle for 2025. We are so glad you're here. Please say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We are in Northern California, and we are having looks a little dreary out there today. Hopefully the sun will come out for us. If you have a question for us, put it in the chat. Preface with 2 or 3 question marks, end with 2 or 3 question marks. And that just helps those questions pop out at us. I did see that Lisa wanted to know when the deadline for sign up today is for the bundle. It's at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So you have some time left. And then after today, the bundle goes away. So what are we talking about? What's a vegan health bundle? It is a collaboration effort within the plant-based community, both the raw vegans and the whole food plant-based vegans. All of the recipes that are in the bundle are oil-free. It's a collaboration of all types of e-books, videos, online courses, PDFs from doctors with strategy for how to lose weight, lower your high blood pressure, lower your LDL cholesterol. Tom, the cilantro is beeping. The Aerogarden is beeping at us, and your collar's up.
It wants food.
It wants food. So then what we have done is we've pooled all of our wonderful content. Much of it is brand new content, and put it together in a bundle valued at $5,500, and I think it's $58 if you were to purchase everything separately. Your collar's up.
Oh, I haven't got my
Tom's
shirt.
still getting dressed. But you only pay $49. So it's a tremendous value. You're going to get recipes, you're going to get health and wellness information, meditation, affirmations, how to stock your pantry for a whole food plant-based lifestyle. You're going to get courses on batch cooking, strength training. There's a wonderful tribute from Dr. McDougall's work where you get all of these amazing videos that he made. There's just so much in it. It's tremendous. Even if you were only to use a handful of things out of the 83 submissions in it, you would be money ahead. If you just use our ebook that's in there, this is like half the cost of the bundle. So this is a collaboration that Tom and I did with our friend Shada from Healthy Cooking with Shada, and it is our cream cheese, both sweet and savory cream cheese recipes, as well as crackers, dips, and chips. You did it, honey. You did it. You can breathe now. Sigh. Big deep breath.
We started this morning scouring through a week's worth of photos to assemble a nice little arcing sharing of all of the wonderful stuff Tami
that we made.
So we've been at it for a while, and then we had to create a YouTube thumbnail, set up a YouTube show.
They don't want to hear us whining.
Do an email. So yeah, it was just kind of a little bit down to the wire.
It was, but we did it. We did it.
The only problem was I forgot my shirt.
Well, I'm glad that you went and got it.
I pushed the go live button and realized I didn't have a shirt on.
And I see you coordinated with me, so we're both in blue.
Blue.
And it goes good with your blue jar jacket.
And my t-shirt is blue.
And your t-shirt's blue, so good coordination.
But my underwear are not blue.
Okay, well that's okay. We don't need to talk about your undies.
Okay.
That's okay. Jesse's in the house with us. Jesse is one of our moderators. Thank you for being here with us. Yeah, I'm curious too, Jesse. Great question. How many of you have already enjoyed your bundles? We would like to know. So, so you're going to get this in the bundle as well. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go through, like Tom said, we're going to show you pictures of all the recipes of everything that I made. I'm going to tell you which book they were out of, and that way you can, and we'll leave this video up so you can come back and reference it. But I suggest go get a pen and paper so that you can jot this information
And your shirt,
down.
if you forgot your shirt.
And your shirt, because here's the thing, y'all can't email me and say, Tami, which book was blah, blah, blah recipe in? Because I'm not going to have time to answer 100 emails.
We've already been getting some of those emails.
We already have, right. And so the information is all here on YouTube. So please get a pen and paper and write it down. It'll save you time, and certainly it's going to save me a lot of time.
I can tell you, though, that the brownies that are in the thumbnail of this video are from Bill D. Kramer's book.
There you go.
Which is in the bundle.
Good job.
And the brownies are good.
And it's from the very whole food plant-based ebook, recipe ebook. I love that. They're adorable. They watched our show yesterday. If you missed it, we did our annual Kale Awards yesterday, where we go through and we just have a lot of fun pointing out different things that are in the bundle and award some of the people for the clever things that they have come up with. And Bill actually sent us a lovely email. They were watching yesterday. He was so excited that we shared their brownies, and just a delightful couple. And I found out they are older than us. I'm not going to reveal their ages. Let's just say they're considerably older than us. He said, I don't know. He said,
he's not.
Yeah, he is. They are. He revealed their ages in the email. He said, maybe we are older than you. I don't know how old you are.
She is only a few years older than me. He's a little bit older. Kind of like you and I have a little spread in years.
Yeah, we have a little spread in years. He's older. I'm younger. Okay, so anyway, that's really
But who's wiser?
Fun.
Who's the wiser?
Well, it depends on the day.
I think the category.
I think it depends on the day.
If it's in the kitchen, probably you're wiser. If it's like household maintenance,
probably. If it's computer stuff, honey, you win hands down. All right. Okay, I'm just looking. Oh my gosh. Reno, Nevada, you're close to us. Dallas, Fort Worth, New Jersey, Colorado. Oh my gosh. Alberta. We love our Canadian friends. Another Colorado, near Edmonton.
We have nieces and nephews in DFW.
We do. Wow, you guys are from all over the place. It's so exciting. Okay, if you have tried something from the bundle, how about put in the chat if you've tried a recipe or you watched a course or anything, put it in there. What are you finding? Because that helps all of us. Because you guys, I have not discovered everything that's in the bundle yet. We're going to have, it's going to take months to go through it all. But if you watch day before yesterday's video. Today's Monday.
Yesterday was Kale Awards.
That's right. Saturday, we went through and gave you hints and tips on how to use the bundle, organize it, and get the most from it. So watch Saturday's video for that. Also, I think that I probably won't get around to it today. It might be tomorrow. That I'll put a thread on my Facebook page, my Nutmeg Notebook Facebook page, and just say, let's share recipes or content that you have discovered that you're excited about in the bundle. And that helps all of us, because then I get to see things that you have discovered that I haven't yet discovered. So great. Alyssa says, thank you so much for all the videos. You both did an incredible job. I bought the bundle through you guys. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Our affiliate link is in the notes underneath this video. Click on more.
I hope I put them there.
Well, why don't you go look?
I'm going to go look, and I'm going to get your food pictures ready too, because the file is closed. I need to reopen that. I need to find that file. Okay, I hope I can find the file that we worked on this morning.
Hey, I'm the one that always has trouble doing that, not you. You're the expert on the computer.
Well, did you see when I came back after I did those screenshots, and then I was going to put them in the folder, and then you saw me go, and I had to go show in folder, because I forgot. I knew I had the Vegan Health Bundle folder. I made it, but I didn't remember if I put it in downloads or pictures or documents.
Gotta be
And so
careful.
I had to go find a recent photo and click on show in folder to find out what folder all the other pictures were in. So I actually already lost it and found it once this morning.
Oh my gosh. I hope that isn't setting us up for how the whole day is gonna go.
Once I was lost, but now I'm found. So anyway, I'm going to go find pictures.
Okay. Annette said I started downloading it, and Thea says I have the bundle but haven't dug in yet. Looking forward to it. Sharon downloaded it yesterday and has looked at 2 things. Olga says she loves the bundle. It's worth every cent. Red Lentil, Yellow Lentil said I made the same mung bean wraps, only I made them thicker on parchment paper in the convection oven like some people do with pancake mix. Thank you so much for sharing that. Someone else also shared with us that they put it like in like a jelly roll pan, I think, with parchment paper, 400 degrees, and baked it for like 20 minutes, and it came out good. And so my daughter was very excited about that because she's like, Mom, I don't have time to stand there and make individual omelets. I wonder if it can work like the sheet pan pancakes. So thank you so much for sharing that. My daughter is for sure going to give that a try. Alyssa wants to know, Tom, how long will you keep these bundle videos up for?
I think the way we have them arranged in there, and since each one is about a particular recipe book or 2.
You're just going to leave them up?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave them up.
I think that would be nice because then it's a good resource for people.
Yeah, I think I'll just leave them up. So
yeah, I think it's good because it's a good resource for people.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, I had taken last year's Kale Awards down, and then a week or so ago, we got a request. Can you please put last year's Kale Awards back up because the individual has last year's bundle.
We got a request on Friday. Somebody said, "Hey, I want to rewatch last year's before you do the new one."
And I had unlisted it for whatever reason. And so I did relist it. So if you did buy last year's bundle, you can actually go back to that the Kale Awards from last year and rewatch our highlights from that one as well as this one. So there's just too much good stuff in there to forget about or miss out on.
Okay, I'm gonna read while you go look for those. I'm gonna read.
I'm ready now.
Oh, you are. I'm gonna read some comments and go through this because the chat's really building up.
Okay.
So
you catch up.
So how long we're gonna keep the videos up? We're gonna go ahead and leave them up for you guys. So that will be helpful. You'll be able to come back and check those for a resource. Tall Nan made the cookie dough milkshake from Broccoli Mom and said it was incredible. We thought it was absolutely delicious. It was like having dessert for breakfast. Love that. JNew99 says, is Kathy Hester's pizza contribution just videos or is there an ebook with the recipes? Yes, there's, you register, log in to watch the videos, and then you'll find there's a place where the PDF shows for each video. So there's 2 different PDFs for you to
and you made them without the videos, right? Did you?
Yeah, I watched her videos.
Okay.
I did because we had access to the bundle content a couple weeks before we went live, and so I did have an opportunity to skim through it, and I love Kathy Hester, so I did watch her videos while I was cooking because she's so entertaining. But there are 2 PDFs, one for each video that you download with the recipes, and then I did make reference to a whole wheat pizza crust that she said she had made. She does not give you the recipe for it because it's a friend, I think Julie Hansen's, but she gives you a link to the whole wheat crust, all right? Or it's a wheat crust. Maybe it's not whole wheat, but anyway, a flour crust. And we're gonna show pictures of the pizzas that we made as well. And let's see, Allison made the quinoa lentil bake out of the Jumpstart ebook, and now she's making Julia's breakfast cookies. Let me tell you, you need to freeze those because they are so addictive. Tom's over there laughing because we could not keep our little mitts out of those. They were so, so good. All right. Barbara is from Lakewood, New Jersey. All right. Well, you know what? We've got a great group here today. We're so excited to have you all here and to be able to share more about the bundle. Remember that it's 83 different submissions, all different kinds of content. There is something in there for everyone. Raw recipes, cooked recipes, weight loss recipes. Everything is oil-free. Everything is not sugar-free. There are some recipes where people are using like coconut sugar or date sugar, but you know, you can make substitutions for that. Some recipes do include salt in the recipe. Simply eliminate it. Some recipes include miso. You don't use miso, eliminate it or substitute, okay? Recipes are just ideas, and so the great thing about looking at all the new recipes is that it sparks a lot of ideas for myself. And you know, I swap out ingredients based on what I have because I am not going to run to the grocery store every time I go to try a new recipe. I'm going to use what I have on hand. Tom's mom said that her mother used to say, well, I don't have that, but I've got something that's just as good. So I always remember that. All right. Barbara says, get the bundle now. If you haven't gotten it yet, you won't be disappointed. If you don't get it by the end of the day, you'll be so mad at yourself. It's now or never. It's very true. And we don't want anyone contacting us tomorrow saying, I meant to get it and I didn't. Can I still get it? Because you can't. We have no control over that. We're not the producers of the bundle. And the producers of the bundle have to have a cutoff. Otherwise, you know, it would just go on for weeks and weeks. And we just can't do that. All right. Okay. Joe's here. Hey, Joe. We're glad that you could find us. Looking forward to some yummy brownies, he says. Well, we had yummy brownies yesterday, and they are in the freezer. Okay. So if I'm ready, if you're ready, honey. And we are just having, this is my mango green smoothie out from our blog. I just needed to do something that was quick and easy this morning. We needed some powerhouse nutrition. We needed to get a bunch of greens in us this morning. And so I just threw that together. If you want the recipe for it, it's on our blog at nutmegnotebook.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and show you the pictures. And I'm going to tell you what the recipe is, which book it's in, and any other additional information that I can think of.
And speaking of yummy brownies, what is actually going on in this picture? This was from our thumbnail.
That is from our thumbnail. I'm telling you, no, you can't have any brownies yet.
So then I'm going to have to scooch over here to you, or I'm going to have to actually adjust that camera a little bit for our window.
Do I need to come closer your way?
No,
Okay.
I'll go around and I'll rotate the camera once we get to the next picture while you're talking about it. So anyway, we ate those brownies before we got a picture. So that is the only picture we have of the whole dish.
Oh, no, well, of the whole dish, yeah.
Yeah, so
because I took a picture of the half dish.
Yeah, we do have some pictures coming up of the brownies, but that's the only unfettered picture of the brownies because this morning we realized we got into the brownies.
But that was going to be one of the last pictures, I thought.
Yeah, so we started eating during the show. So we didn't stop and do a photo shoot.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that picture I thought was going to be at the end of the pictures that we're showing.
Well, it was the front, and you were talking about the brownies.
Oh, okay.
And so it just. I was just going with the flow.
I know, but I have them ordered. I have my.
We'll come back
ordered.
to these brownies. The next item. Okay, the very first food picture.
He's going off script. This is not what we said we were going to do.
Okay, here's your first food picture.
Okay, so the first recipe that I made from the bundle was Kathy Hester's plant-based pizza. Like I was just discussing, there's 2 video courses. So in the PDF that you download out of the bundle, there is a link to go to her site where she houses her cooking classes, and you will, make an account, register there, and then you can sign in and you can watch the 2 different videos, and then each video has its own set of PDFs to download with all the recipes. So on this these are gluten-free pizza crusts. This one looks like it's the red lentil pizza crust. There's a red lentil pizza crust and a quinoa pizza crust. And so they're gluten-free, super easy to make. You do have to soak your lentils ahead of time and the quinoa ahead of time. So a little forethought needs to go into it. And then you make this incredible mock mozzarella. This one is one that you can pour. It's more liquidy. And so you mix it up. It's made with oats instead of nuts, which that was really wonderful because our son is allergic to cashews, and most of the faux mozzarellas are made with cashews. And so this one is made with oats, and you do have to have lactic acid for it. You can make it without the lactic acid. We purchased the lactic acid from Amazon. I have it in my pantry section of my Amazon affiliate page. You can find a link to that down below, and then you pour it on, and when you bake it, then it kind of puffs up a little bit, and it had a very, very good cheesy flavor. And she does say that the lactic acid gives it more of that cheesy flavor than if you don't use it. So but you know, I've made some cheeses without lactic acid that are fine. So highly recommend this. And I think we have another pizza to show you from her. She had 2 videos, and so we made 2 different pizzas. Tom just has to find the photo. That's the same one. You've got to find the other. Here we go. Okay, so then this is the quinoa crust. And then on this one, she also has an Italian seasoning mix that you make. And then she has some different options of different things that you can use to make a faux vegan sausage. So you can use chopped up mushrooms or quinoa or riced cauliflower. And I chose to use quinoa, and it was delicious. And then this is a faux mozzarella, also made with oats, that you cook, and it had tapioca starch in it, and that kind of helps it get stretchy. It also did have lactic acid in it as well. I think it's a powder, the powder. And then you scoop it on using a cookie scoop, and in the oven it kind of bubbles up and gets a little stretchy. And then the last couple of minutes I put it underneath the broiler because I just wanted that cheese to kind of brown like regular cheese does. So anyway, we were thrilled with those pizza recipes. This was a little video that I shot. I don't know, do you have volume for the video or
No,
or
there's no sound.
No sound for it, which I didn't think to do.
Well, wait, is there sound?
Let's see.
I don't think there's any sound on this video.
Well, I was talking, so when
Oh.
I made the video, there was sound.
Okay.
But anyway, it was really delicious. We loved it, and I made a couple extra of the crusts, and then you can freeze them. So you can make them ahead of time, and you can freeze them. And watch her videos to learn all the hints and tips and little tricks about that. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to the, so I had some of the Italian sausage left over, the quinoa Italian sausage, and I had some of the cheese that you can pour. So the next day or 2 days later, I just put that in a bowl and I heated it up. She also has a recipe for the pizza sauce.
Oh, sorry.
And so I took some of the pizza sauce and I poured it over the quinoa sausage, and then I poured the pourable mozzarella cheese over the top of that, and I just heated it up in the microwave and then put fresh basil on top of it, and it was a delicious bowl of yumminess. So good, so good. Okay, so this is from the Jumpstart Cookbook by Faithful Plateful and Plant Wise. This is the Madras lentils. This was super easy and very, very delicious. I did add a can of dark red kidney beans to it because Tom really loves dark red kidney beans. And so if I have something that those will work in, I'll usually add them. So it was a very simple recipe to make, and the way we served it is we had I think they're the super greens or the power greens, I'm not sure what they call it, at Costco, and we just put those in the bottom of our bowl, and then we put our brown rice on top of that, and then the hot lentils on the very top. And so then the heat of the rice and the lentils just wilted the greens, and this was super satisfying and delicious. And then I froze some of it. I think it only made 4 servings, and so the next time I make it, I will double the recipe so that I can freeze some up in our super cubes, because we really liked the flavor of it. It was delicious. And her recipes, a faithful Plateful Faith, I just always love her recipes because they're very simple and easy to execute. All right, then burgers. So Tom loves a really hearty veggie burger. And this is from Tim Kaufman, who is Fat Man Rants, but in the bundle, it will be under Tim Kaufman. This is from the Veggie Burger Mastery class. And so you will go to their site, you'll register for it, and then there's a PDF that you can print the recipes from. I went ahead and I printed it off because I knew that I was going to be using this often. And so it's his veggie burgers made easy, and it's okay. Veggie burgers made easy. I just went ahead and printed the whole thing because I knew that I was going to probably make all of them. This particular one is the Santa Fe burger that we have showing you, and we ate it a couple different ways. So we put it on a bed of greens. I had some sauteed onions and peppers, and then we put it on top of that, and then guacamole on top of it. And it was so delicious. You can put it over the top of a chopped salad. You can put it on a whole wheat bun. We like the Ezekiel sprouted English muffins. I buy those for Tom and our son when he comes. They like those. That works really well for a bun. And for me, I like the gluten-free Pascha buns. They call them English muffins now, but they sell them at Whole Foods. They're gluten-free, they're in the freezer, and they're delicious. I think I have another picture, Tom, of the burger. Okay, so here was another way that we served them. And this, I took them and I cut the burgers in half, and then I heated up corn tortillas and put half of a burger on the corn tortilla with salsa. I just buy the already shredded up coleslaw mix that it doesn't come with any dressing, just at Trader Joe's. I thinly sliced some jalapenos using my little mini mandolin. We put salsa on top and then some microgreens. And then we also air fried some pre-baked potatoes that I had, and we just cut them into fries and put them in the air fryer at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And just a really fun, different way to serve them up. And so they have beans and corn and peppers, and they're just so flavorful. And Tom said he doesn't like things to be too spicy, but he's like, ooh, it was just the right amount of spicy because it took it right up to the threshold. And so I think it was chili powder in them. And so, if you don't like things really spicy, then you can control it by how much chili powder or if it's smoked paprika or whatever it is that you put in there. But anyway, those were really delicious. It made 12 of them. I froze half of them. And so we're really looking forward to having them again. When we reheat frozen patties, and I do want to say, I cooked them on my stovetop griddle. The instructions, not my stovetop, my electric griddle, the instructions do say to bake them in the oven. My friend Shada made them and she baked them in the oven and she thought they turned out really great. And I cooked them on top of the stove with one griddle. I did like 4 of them on top of the stove, and then the rest of them, because I wanted to see how that worked. and the rest of them I did on my electric griddle, and it worked great. So then when we go to reheat them, we'll pull them from the freezer and we'll pop them in the microwave for like a minute, and then we like to put them in the air fryer, usually at 400 degrees, because we're usually doing fries at the same time, and they might be in there for about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll flip them over one time, and that way they're warm in the middle from the microwave, but then they get, you know, kind of a little crunchy on the outside, which is really, really fun.
I wanted to remind you of those quinoa bars we did get in there, but they're at the very end, so
That's
you need to have me bring those up whenever they fit in your sequence of in the menu.
Okay,
where they
perfect.
fit in the menu. So anyway.
Perfect.
Okay. So are you ready for these guys? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So these are those really delicious breakfast cookies from Chef Julia. These are the whole food plant-based cookies. I can't remember what nut butter she called for, but I ended up using peanut butter. Oh, I think it called for almond butter, but I was out of almond butter because I had made something for the grandkids with it. And so I used peanut butter, and these are so amazing. I doubled the recipe because I wanted to have a big batch, because I wanted to share some with Chef AJ and her husband Charles. And so I made them one morning before we were meeting up for a mutual friend's birthday celebration. And so then I gave Charles and AJ a plate of them, and she couldn't even wait until she got home. She started eating them in the car, and then she called me, or she texted me and said, "Oh my gosh, these are amazing and addictive and so incredible." And I was like, yeah, I know. They are. And so this is from Chef Julia's Whole Food Plant-Based Cookies book. The book is just all about desserts, and it's cookies and bars and things like that. And these were really super delicious. I added golden raisins to them because I know that Chef AJ likes golden raisins. So you could add chocolate chips. You know, you can do your own little add-ins, whatever you like. Do different things, but I did raisins. It also has dates chopped up in it, so they're super moist. And then the dates give each cookie a little bit of chew as well. I think we have another picture, a close-up of these, Tom. So these are really delicious.
Oh,
that's not. I thought we did 2 pictures of the cookies. I thought we also had a close-up.
Well, let me shrink back down here.
He's going to shrink back down and look and see. Anyway, very good. Lots of cookie recipes in there that looked amazing. There was a peanut butter cookie, she said.
There's just one cookie.
Okay. Well, okay. No worries.
I can.
We talked about doing 2, but that's okay. No worries. Let's go ahead and give them a break. And
if you want a close-up,
there you go. Perfect. That gives them a nice close-up.
Yeah.
So they're nice and soft inside.
Look at those cookies. Wow.
And so good. And ours are all gone. We ate them all gone. They have oats in them. So she calls them a breakfast cookie because, you know, they are pretty hearty. So you could eat them for breakfast, but truly, they really taste like dessert. They are amazing.
Okay, so this is not food.
Okay, hang on. I have to answer a question.
Okay,
so Chris Stewart says, I bought the bundle from Nutmeg Notebook, but didn't get the follow-up email giving me access. I checked my spam folder. Any suggestions? Yes, most often what happens is that when you entered in your information, when you bought it, you may have made a mistake when you entered in your email. And so you're going to want to contact support, and the email, I'll have Tom put the email in. Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's uwlbundle@gmail.com. And so write an email to them, and use your email that you think that you used for your purchase. And then Chef AJ's husband, Charles, will look at it, and he'll look it up and see where you purchased it, and he'll help you out. So just send an email saying, you know, I bought it on such and such date using Nutmeg Notebooks affiliate link, and I never got my email. And then he can check. And most often it's just, like a dot or a wrong letter or number or something got entered in. So thank you for purchasing it. And we're sorry that you didn't get your access email yet, but you will get it because Charles will get right on that for you. Okay, and Tom just put the link in so you can see that there as well. And if you have any problems, technical issues with the bundle, then that is the link that, or the email that you would use for help. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. After it should be cream cheese. Oh, we're going to show them our little friends. Okay, you guys, so one day when I was in the kitchen cooking stuff up for one of our bundle presentations, Tom's like, ooh, we've got visitors. You need to go in the backyard and look. Well, we live right next to this beautiful pond. This is just on the other side of our backyard. And so I went out there, and of course, it's mating season, and the wild turkeys always love to come and visit us. Last year, they actually came up in the yard.
Yeah, this is Hermione.
You got names for them?
Yeah, this is Georgette. This is George, and this guy in the middle, his name is Tom.
Tom Turkey. So cute. So anyway, there were 2 males, and I think there were about 4 or 5 females. And the males were really strutting their stuff. And then, one would do his big display, and then he would walk over and kind of get close to the other male. And it was a nice little distraction for a while and a nice little break. All right, now carry on. We hope you enjoyed the turkeys. So this is from Shada's and my submission, our cream cheese and crackers chips and dips book. Don't go away because this is not going to be long on this picture. He keeps leaving.
Oh, I'm working on some settings on the other computer.
Okay, this is the Everything Bagel flax crackers. They are super easy to make. I think I showed putting them in the pan in one of our videos on YouTube early in the bundle, so a week or so ago. And they're super easy to make. They, don't have any preservatives in them. Oh, I need you to go to the next page, Tom. Next picture.
Okay, this is my appointment for tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. And so they can be a part of a delicious charcuterie board. They go great with all of our cream cheeses and our dips in the bundle. This is one of our cream cheeses. It's one of Tom's favorites. This is the sun-dried tomato basil cream cheese. So our vegan cream cheeses are made with tofu. If you cannot have tofu, there are alternatives to tofu. So there's Pumpfu, I think it's called. It's made from pumpkin seeds. There's one from sunflower seeds, and there's one that's made from garbanzo beans. And when I was at Whole Foods the other day picking up some ingredients for bundle recipes, I saw that they were out of the pumpkin one, but they had a garbanzo bean tofu. Also, if you go to Mary's Test Kitchen, is that it?
Yeah.
On YouTube, she has tested and made tofus out of a wide variety of different things. And so if you can't have tofu, you can still make these recipes. Just find an alternative tofu or make an alternative tofu. And then I had the crackers with it. And then I like to take one of our pre-baked potatoes and slice them and then put them in the air fryer about 20 minutes, 400 degrees, flip them halfway. They get nice and done on the outside, and the inside is still soft, but you can spread the cream cheese on them. We also like the savory or the sweet cream cheeses spread on apple slices and pear slices, and of course, celery. And I like those carrot chips that you can buy that are kind of a waffle cut. And then also on there I'm showing the pasha buns toasted and then cut up, some nuts. I mean, this is wonderful party fare. But Tom and I also can make a meal out of this. This can be dinner for us because it's just so satisfying and delicious. But if you have Mother's Day, Father's Day, picnics coming up, you just want something for movie night on Saturday night. Check out all of our amazing cream cheese recipes, and they're so much fun. My favorite sweet one is the cinnamon raisin. I know several of you have already made it, and let me know how much you like it. Now, some of them can be frozen. The only one that I've actually frozen myself, because we always eat them up, is the cinnamon raisin one, and I divide it up into like half-cup servings in little containers in my freezer, and then I'll use the sweet one on waffles, pancakes, rice cakes, on top of my quinoa banana oat muffins. They're just delicious. All right, next up. I'm going to lose my voice by the end of this. I can already tell. All right. Well, this I just wanted to share with you because people have asked if we still have our Aerogarden going, and we do, but we have taken out the basil, and we now are growing cilantro, and it is growing really, really well. But Tom, maybe you want to tell them real quickly what you did differently so that this cilantro is taking off after much research.
Yeah. What happens with cilantro is actually hard to start. It doesn't like to start in the little pods. What?
Somebody is getting commercials. They're going to stop watching and they're going to come back because they said it's riddled with commercials.
Oh, YouTube's putting commercials in?
Uh-huh.
I will go to my set. I never use that setting, but maybe in my haste I forgot to push.
Okay,
no.
Tom's going to go.
There's an option on YouTube where you can let them insert mid-show commercials, but I didn't intentionally
Jessie
authorize
said
that.
she hasn't seen any, but Belinda said it's just riddled with commercials.
I'll check the setting.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because that's not acceptable. Okay, so anyway.
We're sorry, Belinda.
You have to watch YouTube videos. You have to pre-start your cilantro seeds like a full week before you plant them, and you have to put them, if you have an Aerogarden or a hydroponic garden, you have to get the little roots started in a paper towel in a baggie, and then carefully tweezer them into the little pods. There's YouTube videos for that, so it's not just sticking them in the thing and going. So
right.
I'm going to go to your computer.
Well, I need a different picture to talk about.
This. Use your mouse, and right here.
Okay. Bless you, honey. This is the sweet corn salad, and it's from the Raw Food Romance Burger Book, and it's called The Burger Book, and it'll be found under the R's for Raw Food Romance. Now, the burger book, her burger book, is all raw burgers. But they're super delicious, and she also includes a lot of different side dishes.
Are you thinking that you're showing something? You're not.
Well, I thought you put it up there.
But you have to push the floor.
You didn't tell me that.
Okay.
You left.
Okay, here, she's talking about this right here.
Here we go.
And so, but I'm going to have to put you back on screen because I've got to go onto the control panel here on this computer.
Okay. So this is the corn salad, and she offers up, for all of the burger recipes, she offers up suggestions for side dishes, and she includes recipes for amazing side dishes. So that corn salad is actually raw. I bought corn on the cob, and I cut the corn off the cob, and you don't cook it, and it is so delicious. And then she has a wonderful dressing that you make and add to it. And all of her recipes also are oil-free. In fact, all of the recipes in the bundle are all oil-free and vegan. And so I made that sweet corn salad, and I made some tortilla chips in my air fryer. I just cut my tortillas into eighths, my corn tortillas, put them in the air fryer, and then I set it at 375, and the thin ones take about 4 minutes, and the little bit thicker ones can take 7 to 9 minutes. And then we also used it kind of like a salsa, and we scooped with our corn tortillas and ate it that way. It was so, so delicious. And so then also,
Oh, no, that's not it.
we want to show the...
Is this where you were?
Yeah, but yeah. And so really good, had jalapenos in it and cucumbers and tomatoes and fresh cilantro, and I squeezed a lot of lime juice on it as well. Okay, let's go to the burger that's in there.
Right. So I just checked the settings in the button you push to allow them to do what's called mid-roll ads wasn't pushed on, but there was another button that said that there was, you know, like the pre-roll, the one ad before a show. So I turned that off too.
Wow, how weird.
So it really shouldn't have been doing that. So
Most people said that they weren't getting any commercials or ads, but Belinda was.
Could be a glitch in the system. So sorry that was happening.
I know, but everybody else is saying no commercials.
Okay.
I only get commercials at the beginning of the live. I haven't seen any additional ones.
Yeah, and the one commercial at the beginning, sometimes they add to if it's a good show. That was turned on, but I've turned that off too now.
Okay.
So.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We're sorry for Belinda. All right, now let's show the nut burgers.
Okay.
So I also made Melissa's raw nut burgers. So here's showing you a tray of them in my dehydrator, and then show us the next photo. I did not make them thick enough for the dehydrator because they did shrink down and they were very, very thin. They still tasted great. I made a double batch, and so part of the raw recipe I took and added sprouted rolled oats to it until I got the consistency of a veggie burger that I would normally make. And then those I cooked on the stovetop. They had really good body and we really loved them. I think do I have another picture? No, that was the last one. And so, so I tried making them different ways. So I did do them in the dehydrator, and then some I added the oats to, because like I said, I made a double batch. And so some of those are in the freezer for future meals as well. And they were very flavorful and very tasty. Okay, next photo.
I was talking without my mic earlier.
Okay, so here is another day I made the cream cheese with the sun-dried tomato and basil, and we had it with a different array. We had fruit, and I think we had that for dinner one night, and that was really good. Next photo. You keep leaving. Don't leave me.
I need a new tissue.
Then you keep leaving me hanging. These got out of order. That's what happened. Okay, so these are the veggie burgers after I took them out of the air fryer, and I needed to make them thicker. So Lissa didn't say how many burgers this was supposed to make, and so I was just guessing, and I knew that the thinner I made them, the quicker they would dehydrate. But then I was forgetting about how things in the dehydrator shrink. They were still delicious. We just would use 2 of them instead of just 1 for our burgers, and they were very flavorful. Okay, so those were from the Raw Food Romance Burger Book. These are the sweet chili oyster mushrooms, and these are from Amanda Sick's book called More Plants, Less Processed. Now, she had a lot of amazing recipes in there. I wanted to try more. I just ran out of time. But I found the oyster mushrooms, king oyster mushrooms, at our Trader Joe's. And so I made these, and they were so delicious. And we used them in a wrap, and I'm going to show you. We'll show you the wrap. And we also used some of the veggie burgers. Okay, so I did see there was a question about Lissa's wraps. Allison wanted to know, do Lissa's wraps freeze? No, you do not want to freeze them. If you freeze them, they're going to get dried out and hard, and you won't be able to roll them. But I will tell you that they keep, for me, they keep for weeks. So after I'm done dehydrating them, when they've reached room temperature, then I put them in the great big 2-gallon size Ziploc bags with parchment paper in between them. Now, I do store mine in the refrigerator. My friend Shada does not. She puts them just like in the pantry. And Lissa and Nate said they just keep them in a bag on top of the counter, and they keep the bag open so that they don't get overly moist. But I do put mine in the refrigerator, and they last for weeks for me in the refrigerator. But I would not suggest freezing them. Okay, Jesse says that you need to turn on your mic. They said you're trying to talk and they can't hear you when you were trying to talk.
I didn't have it on yet.
He didn't have it on. Okay.
I took it off when I was gagging. I forgot to put it back on.
Okay, so this is, I did make 2 of Lissa's wrap recipes. I have her wrap book from last year's bundle, and I loved it so much. They also sell their wrap book on Amazon, and I bought the book because I just love it so much. But in this bundle, if you look at the Raw Food Romance book called Tales from the Tailgate.
Are we still on this photo?
Yes. Tales from the Tailgate. This is the Everything Bagel wrap. And I also made the Grand Canyon wrap. And their Tales from the Tailgate is all about how to travel when you're whole food plant-based, and they are whole food plant-based, oil-free, raw, vegan, and low fat. And so they make these wraps. They make a ton of these wraps. And when they are going to go camping, hiking, even if they're flying, however they're traveling, they make these wraps, and they take these wraps with them, because even if they're flying, when they get to their destination, they can go to the store and buy stuff to put inside them. If you'd go back to that, I'm not done talking about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the wraps, so I was trying to...
I am, but that was a wrap.
I was just trying to anticipate your needs.
You're not doing so good today. Okay, so I took some of the cream cheese, the sun-dried tomato and basil cream cheese, and I put that on the wrap. You don't have to have a spread on it, but it's really yummy if you do. But you can still make them and not put, a spread on them. And then I put all my greens. We have a video. I showed making this, not making the wrap, because of course it has to be dehydrated for like 12 to 15 hours. But I showed, how I spread stuff on it and how to roll it up. So you can go back and watch that video. And so they will go ahead and make their wraps, and then pack them in their backpack. They take a truck. They have a truck with a cab on it, and they make everything on the tailgate, which is so much fun that they do that. So now you can flip to the next one, Tom. So in that wrap, we put a couple of the dehydrated burgers, and we also put those sweet chili oyster mushrooms in there as well. Now this is showing you the Grand Canyon wrap, and so it had different ingredients in the outside in the wrap than the Everything Bagel. But I put Everything Bagel seasoning on both of them because we really like how it looks, and just that added little bit of flavor that they have. And you can buy a vegan cream cheese at the grocery store if you don't want to make your own. But these are super delicious. If you are going to not eat them right away, then you don't want to put juicy things in them like sliced tomatoes and that kind of thing. But watch the video. I show you what I put in them.
Jessie said her wraps only lasted 1 week.
Because they ate them? They're so good. They're really good. Okay, let's go to and so in the I think you get about 6 wrap recipes from the Tales from the Tailgate book. And so that will give you plenty. And you can like vary the seasonings in them. What you don't want to mess with is you don't want to mess with the quantities of psyllium husk and flax and onions, because she, through trial and error and trying hundreds of recipes, she figured out the exact right proportions in order to get the wraps to turn out and be flexible, but not be too wet and not be too dry. So you really want to follow the base ingredients, but you can vary the seasonings that you put in them.
Look, you can see your little creek going into the pond back there.
You can. That was a fun little picture, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Next.
Oh, that was the next one. That was the other wrap.
Okay. We're done. I'm done talking about
Oh, you
wraps,
talk about both of them? Oh,
yeah, pretty
okay.
much. Pretty much what I said, I think, covered both of them. Okay, so now we're going to move into breakfast. We're not doing anything in order. It's kind of the order in which
You cooked them.
we cook things through the week. Oh, Tall Nan says, where was the sweet chili mushroom recipe from? Sweet chili oyster mushrooms is from Amanda Sick, S-I-C-K. Her book is called More Plants, Less Processed. Lots of yummy looking stuff in hers and a really good array of dessert recipes in there as well. Okay, so breakfast. One morning we did like a breakfast buffet here during the bundle for one of our videos. This is from Chef Julia's 21-day challenge, and these are the oat sausages. And she has you make them and then put them on parchment paper and bake them in the oven. And that worked really, really well. And they're small, so I used like a small canning jar lid, a plastic canning jar lid with parchment paper in it, and not the wide mouth, but a small jar lid. And they turned out great. I think it made 12 or 13 little sausages. You could easily freeze these. They have a little bit of nuts in them. If you don't do nuts, I would just substitute some more rolled oats for the nuts. Next picture. Okay, so this is, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because not everything is in perfect order. But this is a little breakfast sandwich, and this is her mung bean omelet and the sausage, and this is on one of the Pasha gluten-free, they are calling them English muffins now, and they're available in the freezer section at Whole Foods, or we do have an affiliate link if you want to purchase them directly from the company. Next photo. Okay, so here we go. Here are the mung bean omelets. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the Just Egg product. I've never purchased it, but it's available like in most grocery stores, and it says Just Egg, and it's liquid. It is mung bean, but it also has oil in it and a bunch of other stuff. But it's an egg substitute. It's whole food plant-based, but it does have oil and quite a bit of sodium in it. And so this is Chef Julia's recipe for a homemade version.
And this doesn't have those things.
And this does not have any of that. So you buy organic mung beans if you want to know where. I have them in my Amazon Pantry store. And so my Amazon link is in the show notes where it says more underneath the video. Just click on that. And so I bought the mung beans, and then you have to soak them for 24 hours. So this does require some forethought, and you soak them, and then you blend them with some different ingredients in them. She did call for cashew milk, and of course I don't use cashew milk because our grandson is allergic to cashews, and so I used the Joy almond milk base and just made almond milk. And these are so incredible. Now, these do have some sodium in them. You can leave it out, but if you use that black salt, it gives it that eggy flavor. These are delicious. Tom went crazy for these, and he's been enjoying them. A sausage one of the little omelets, and he enjoys that on an Ezekiel sprouted English muffin that's toasted, and then puts mustard on it, and sometimes some greens. And if you had a little bit of homemade cheese, then vegan cheese on it would also be really good. So the recipe called for using a 1/4 cup to make each omelet, and in a 10-inch nonstick skillet. And for whatever reason, I could not get a 1/4 cup of it to spread over the whole 10-inch. And so I ended up using a 1/3 cup, which worked just perfect. They were a little bit thicker, so I didn't get as many from a batch, but it worked great for me. And then a couple people have shared that instead of making individual omelets, they took the mix and lined a jelly roll pan with parchment paper. I'm losing my mind today. With parchment paper, and then baked it for 400 degrees for like 20 minutes, and then just cut them into squares. So that's also an option. Would be a whole lot easier than making individual ones, although it wasn't that much work to make the individual ones. So
Jesse's got highlighted a question there for you.
Sure.
The question marks.
Jesse says, Karen asks, have you found a chocolate cake recipe in the bundle or your own recommendation? I did print, there are some cake recipes. I think there was a German chocolate, and I did print from, I think it's the Italian book. I printed a chocolate torte that I wanted to try, but I didn't get to it. From the Plentiful Fare. I have to look and see if I can, if you can find the.
I can bring it up on the.
I think it was the Italian book.
Okay.
I didn't write, but it's a chocolate torte. Yeah, it's from the Italian. There's an Italian book. We talked about it in the
Kale Awards yesterday.
Kale Awards yesterday. So I saw that, and that looked really delicious. It had almond flour and cacao in it. And
Here, I can tell you the name of that book in just a moment.
Okay, Tom will tell you the name of that book in just a moment. And there may have been other chocolate cake recipes.
Plentiful Fare with Italian Flair by Donna Spencer. Plentiful Fare with Italian Flair.
Perfect. Thank you,
And it's got
Tom.
a big picture of pasta on the front of it.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay.
All right. Bronwyn says, hi, everyone. Glad to join in for a short time. Thank you, Tami. I'm loving the bundle. Oh, I'm so glad you're loving the bundle. That's great. All right. So
Here's your excellent, what are those called?
omelets.
Omelets are ready for their close-up.
Okay, here's the little close-up. And so Julia shows you how to, you have it in that 10-inch round pan, and then you take it out, you fold it in half, and then you fold it in half again, and that works out really well. Look how cute they are. So I think her recipe yields 9, but because I used a 1/3 cup of batter for each one, then I ended up only getting...
Is there one left, or did you eat it last night?
No, there's one left.
Oh.
I'll share it with you.
Share?
Yeah, I'll share it with you. Okay. I'll share it with you. And then for breakfast also, or anytime actually, these are oil-free hash browns from Broccoli Mom. I forgot, what is the name of her book? Is called...
the Maximum Weight Loss Recipe Book.
There we go. So Amy Dean's the Maximum Weight Loss Recipe Book. These are air-fried hash browns. So she said you could purchase frozen hash browns if you want to, but she's from the UK, and they're not available in the UK without oil. And so I just took a couple of potatoes that I had and used the shredding disc from my food processor and then you want to squeeze out as much water as you can. Then she has a bunch of seasonings that you season these with. I made 2 batches. These were a little bit thicker, and so they didn't get quite as crisp. They were crispy all on the outside. They had incredible flavor. And then I made another batch, and I made them thinner, and those got super crispy. So we will definitely be making these again. Using my food processor to shred the potatoes, I did a small shred, not the fine shred, but small shred, and not the thick shred, but a small shred. And that, they were done. I was done in like 3 minutes, getting that part done, and then just squeeze out the excess water. These are delicious. You can reheat them in the air fryer because they're going to get soft once they've cooled down, but then you can pop them back in the air fryer and crisp them up. So really fun and delicious. Okay, so then this is a smoothie. This is from Nate's book called The Smoothie Solution, Spinach Mango Hydration Boost. This was delicious. Now, I love frozen mango in my smoothies. The one that we're having today also has mango in it. I just love the flavor. It's not too sweet, which I really love. So the Smoothie Solution book, it's like 300 pages. It's incredible. Tons of information about making smoothies and what to do, what not to do, and lots of nutritional information about the ingredients that go into smoothies. And then I think there's about 35 recipes, but lots of info in that book. Okay, next one, Thomas. Woohoo! Okay, so this is the cookie dough breakfast smoothie from also from Broccoli Mom's book, and it's the cookie dough milkshake. That's what she calls it, cookie dough milkshake. This is delicious, and you're not going to believe, like, you could feed this to your kids for breakfast, and they would never know that it had garbanzo beans and frozen cauliflower in it. I love how she takes some healthy ingredients and incorporates them into her sweet treats. It's brilliant. And so because it has the garbanzo beans in it, it has a lot of protein. It has a lot of fiber. It has the cauliflower in it, so you're getting cruciferous vegetables in it, and you cannot taste them. And then optional is to sprinkle some chocolate chips on top. Okay, next photo. That's just showing, again, the breakfast. These really got mixed up somehow this morning. Okay, next video. And again. Whoops, what happened?
I'm gonna have to go back out. And,
okay, he's gonna go back out
and find where the. I've got to go back to the everything picture.
Okay, I'll check the chat and see how the chat is going and see if I've missed any.
Okay, so you were
questions.
done with the hash browns and those. Okay. Yeah, here's where you were kind of recapping the.
Okay, we've already talked about that.
Okay, and so I'm going to try and click the next one. Oh, and there's all of it together. That's the right slide.
Yeah, there's the breakfast that we had, and you can see Tom's little English muffin over there on the side. That's one of those sprouted Ezekiel muffins, and so I mean that just like you could feed all of this to people who don't eat like us because it was simply delicious. And the mung bean omelet looks like an egg omelet. And so, you could totally pass that off. And I don't think anyone would be the wiser. And the little sausages were delicious. Okay, so here is, this is a 1-pot Tex-Mex quinoa and lentil dish. And this was super easy to make. It was made on the stovetop. Did we have the stovetop?
We have a picture of the pot, I think.
I thought we did, but where'd it go?
Right there.
There it is. So this is made on top of the stove. I think that it called for a can of red beans, and I didn't have like a can of small red beans. So again, I used Tom's favorite, the dark red kidney beans. And so this was super easy to make. I mean, it took me like 10 minutes of prep because you're just, you're throwing the quinoa and the lentils in there and some onion and carrots and super easy to make. And you put the lid on and let it simmer for 20 minutes and boom, you've got it. And it made a ton, so I had a lot left over. Now go to where the first day we had it over a bunch of baby greens, and I just added some tomatoes, and we added some salsa and some fresh cilantro and fresh lime juice to it. And that was really delicious. It's so filling and hearty because you've got quinoa and lentils. Next picture.
Hold on. There's a question. There's a question in the chat from Jane. Can you read that?
Yeah, I did see.
Because it occurred to me
last night that we did.
That did occur to us last night that we
forgot to say.
That. So
Jane says, for all of you who aren't reading the chat, you were going to say something was going to happen in 10 days, and you were going to save it for the end, but I didn't hear what it was. That's because we forgot to tell you.
So yeah, in about 10 days, right? I'll send an email out. We are going to be launching this year's Holland Bull Mill Spring promotion. We've done that 2 or 3 years in a row now, and we used to call them Perfectly Imperfect Holland Bowls, and so you could really get some very nice bowls with substantial discounts. We are changing things up a little bit this year, and those details will be in my next email about the Holland Bowl Mill. Make sure you're subscribed to nutmegnotebook.com if you are looking to pick up a big bowl to chop salads in.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting into the details of that promotion. It is some exciting new differences to the promotion this year.
Oh, we got to have a call with Corey yet this week too.
Oh yeah, we do, to finalize
I just
finalize quantities and such. So
we got to do that.
So okay.
Yeah. So thank you for reminding us.
Yeah. So yeah,
of that.
It didn't occur to me till like, I don't know, 10:30ish or
Last
so.
night?
I went, what? Yeah, probably when I lay down, go
Me
back and went,
too.
oh wait, we never got back to that thing at the end. That was a totally, like, we teased them that there was going to be something at the end, and then we didn't deliver.
I know.
We have failed to deliver. Sorry.
But we delivered now, so
okay.
We didn't fail to deliver.
All right.
We delayed to deliver.
Okay.
Okay. Next photo, because I think I showed this another way.
Yeah, we're still talking about this stuff. Yeah, here we go.
Is there another photo?
Yeah, I'm going to get you turned back up here on the corner picture, and I'm going to get you to the next shot. There you go. And I got to put it on screen.
There we go. And then this is what I had for dinner last night. So I had some of that leftover one pot Tex-Mex quinoa and lentils, and I heated it up, and I added a little bit of salsa to it. And then I had a bunch of baby greens. I added some shredded carrots and tomatoes and red onion to it. And that is some of my vegan ranch dressing that I made earlier in the week because, for the wraps that we made, when we ate those, we used my vegan ranch dressing as our, kind of like a sauce for those wraps, the raw wraps. And so that was really delicious. And so we had some of that dressing still left over, and we're going to need to finish eating it up today. So, this was kind of a 50-50 plate, a McDougall 50-50 plate, if you will, because it was half starch and half non-starchy vegetables. And it was so delicious and satisfying and filling. And so also I think that you can go ahead and freeze if you have some of that left over. That's the one pot Tex-Mex quinoa and lentils from the Jumpstart Cookbook by Faithful, Plateful, and Plant Wise. I think that this would freeze really well. So you could freeze it in the super cubes in 1 cup or 2 cup portions, and then just, pull out, thaw out, and heat up what you want when you want it. But this was really delicious. Now, I will tell you that I added a can of green chilies, chopped green chilies to it. I added extra, it called for taco seasoning, and I added some chili powder and some cumin to it. And I also had jalapeno powder because Faith is cooking for children, and so some of her dishes are a little more mild, and I wanted this to be spicier. But that's a great thing, that you can totally change up with your spices. You could make it less or more spicy, but I just wanted to tell you what I did. Okay, so then I had this for dessert. This is from the Cream Cheese and Crackers Chips and Dips book by myself and Shada. And this is the Mexican chocolate hummus. And it is so good. We love it. So on Saturday, you know, I had made this Saturday and we showed it when we were doing our live video with you all. And then if you were watching, you guys know that our daughter and our grandkids showed up. And so they came in before we were going to leave, and they were like, "Oh, Lita, what did you make?" And they dug right into this. Even the little one who says she doesn't like chocolate liked this. And so a really great way to get some wonderful nutrition in for everybody, us as well as the children, but in a sweet way. But, you know, so it definitely tastes like dessert. But of course, it has garbanzo beans in it. And instead of making it in the food processor, I like to make it in the blender. And you can just add some extra liquid to it. Save some of your aquafaba when you're draining the beans. You can add aquafaba to it. You can add a little bit of plant milk to it. I think that the Vitamix does a better job of making it, the blender does a better job of making it really smooth and creamy. And that's what I want for them because, you know, kids are really funny about texture. So this is great on rice cakes, of course, with dipping fruit in it. You can also just have a little dish of it and eat it with a spoon. And so for lunch that day, the kids did have a little dish of it and they ate it like it was a pudding. And so anyway, there's 2 chocolate ones in the book. And so this was the Mexican chocolate hummus from Cream Cheese and Crackers Chips and Dips. All right. Oh, that's our, that is our kale bouquet from yesterday's Kale Awards. We had so much fun doing that. That was a blast. And if you didn't see it, please watch the
and who
replay.
made this bouquet?
I did that bouquet.
Beautiful.
It was so fun. That was really fun. Okay, so these are the chocolate cherry brownies from Bill de Kramer's, the very whole food, plant-based, SOS-free ebook. I just love that he did that. And the reason he explained why he named it that, it's because they were whole food, plant-based, but they were still eating some processed foods. And then they decided to, you know, just clean up their diet even more and cut out anything that was more processed. I mean, they're still using some canned beans. They're not raw. They still use oats, which are, you know, lightly processed. But anyway, really super delicious. These are chocolate cherry brownies, and you can use fresh or frozen cherries. And of course, it's not cherry season yet. And so I did use frozen organic cherries that I bought at Costco. And these were delicious, weren't they, Tom?
They were.
He also has an optional frosting recipe that we did not use because I always feel like brownies are plenty sweet on their own and they don't need frosting. So it was my idea to just chop up, kind of roughly chopped up just with a knife, some walnuts, and I sprinkled them over the top before I baked them. And so these are really delicious. My friend Shada made a batch of these, and she took them and shared them with a group of friends who are not whole food plant-based. They follow the standard American diet, and they absolutely love them. They, you know, didn't know they were healthy at all. So he did call for using, I think it was 20 or 22 dates. He didn't say what kind of dates. I'm assuming that they were like Deglet Nor dates, because he also said 1 cup of dates, or 20 to 22, I think. And so I used 1 cup of the, just lost the
Medjool.
name. Thank you, medjool date. Can you tell I'm so tired of the medjool dates? And I did soften them with some boiling water first, and I counted. I think it was about 10 dates that I used, and that was plenty sweet for us. So again, adjust accordingly. If you like something sweeter, use more dates. And the Deglet Nor dates are smaller and not as sweet as the medjool.
Did you catch already the questions from Tan and from Donna in the middle of your chat there?
Where is the Mexican quinoa from? The 1 pot Tex-Mex quinoa and lentils is from the Jumpstart Cookbook by Faithful, Plateful, and Plant Wise.
And then Donna has a question.
And Donna.
Right below Tan.
Where do I find where Lissa is showing her lettuce wrap that someone mentioned earlier in the chat? And that is going to be in the, she uses iceberg lettuce as a burger bun, and that is going to be in the Burger Book by Raw Food Romance. And she shows you pictures of how she cuts it. So
Okay.
I have not tried making that yet.
Oh, is this a different view of the? It's a different view of the.
Oh, that's
of
the brownies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see they're like really super like fudgy in the middle. Really, really tasty. It's an excellent recipe. We'll definitely be making those.
Yeah, we like gooey
again.
pizza, and we like fudgy brownies.
I guess we do. It's all about texture. I think there's
Okay. There's a couple. After
there should
this.
be a
We're gonna
couple
come-
more.
Yeah.
There should be a couple more things.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the arrow on the wrong screen.
There we go. So this is the quinoa crunch bars, and this is from Broccoli Mum, again, from her weight loss recipe book. So it will be under Broccoli Mum, Amy Dean, Broccoli Mum. And these are frozen. And so you toast your quinoa, and then you put it in the blender with some other ingredients. And then these are frozen, and they're really delicious. They're not overly sweet. They taste just kind of like really light. And those were really delicious. And I learned about those from Shada, because Shada made them. And so Shada and I were texting each other during the past 10 days. If I tried a recipe, I would tell her about it, and then she would tell me what she was making, so that, it just helped each of us out as well. And then if you go back to that picture of us doing the Kale Awards, I want to tell them about that. The smoothie that was not this one, the Kale Awards.
Okay, I'm gonna have to shrink. I gotta shrink everything down and then come back out.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. So in this, when you get it on screen,
Working on it.
I know. You have to do so many steps. Okay, so that's those brownies again. And then that smoothie is the chocolate cherry smoothie. And that was from the Jumpstart Cookbook, Faithful, Plateful, and Plant Wise. And that's the Jumpstart Cookbook, the chocolate cherry smoothie. And it has some raw beet in it, which is really good. Now, I added extra greens to it because I wanted us to get a good dose of spinach in it. And so it's not as pretty as the one in the picture in their book, but because it was very pink from the frozen cherries and from the beet. But we do like the flavor of beet in smoothies. And so, but I just added a lot of greens to it, and that changed the colors. Jill says, do you think the brownies would be okay without cherries? No, they wouldn't, because there is, I think ends up being like 2 or 2.5 cups of cherries all together in there. And so if you didn't add the frozen cherries, you would be missing a lot of the flavor and the moisture that they're providing. And so you really do need to have the cherries for that recipe. He does have a different brownie recipe. He has a black bean brownie with a German chocolate frosting. So kind of like the frosting for a German chocolate cake. And so he does have a different brownie recipe. And I think I can't remember where, but I think I saw a couple other brownie recipes in some of the bundle cookbooks. But this one definitely needs the cherries. Oh, right.
So what is today?
Yes, I'm with you, Joe. Joe says, Tami, what's your take on dried sour cherries? I think, is that the kind that we get from Costco? We buy the frozen ones from Costco, Joe. Is that the kind that they are?
Well, those aren't dried, they're frozen.
I know. That's what he's talking about.
Oh.
I think. Anyway, they're very good. Oh, you're talking about dried ones. I have not had those. I do buy the Costco frozen cherries. You have to excuse me. I think I'm just really, really tired today. I did not sleep very good last night. I had a hard time going to sleep. And then, of course, with the time change, it was like, oh, my goodness. All right. Okay. So, and so then we want to remind you that today is the last day to get the bundle. And this is just a collage of a few of the recipes. I think I made like 20-some recipes this last 10 days. A whole lot more cooking on a daily basis than I'm used to, because you guys know I just batch prep a lot of ingredients, and then we just pull that stuff together to make meals. So I'm not used to cooking new recipes every day. And so Tom was really enjoying the variety this week, but I think he's kind of ready for just a big old pot of dump soup.
I miss my dump soup.
And a good old chopped salad. We're ready to get back to that. But anyway, today is the last day to get the bundle. 83 different submissions, valued at over $5,500. And you get everything for just $49. So even if you only use a handful or less of things, you will be money ahead, because everything that's in the bundle is top-notch, wonderful. There's so many different offerings. There's something for everyone, and it's not all recipes. Somebody said to me the other day, I wish there wasn't such an emphasis on raw. There isn't. There's only like 12 things in the entire bundle that are raw ebooks. Otherwise, everything is, all the other recipes are all cooked recipes. So, but don't discount raw, because we all eat a lot of raw food if we are whole food plant-based.
There was also a couple of comments from folks that are actually not, we call this the vegan health bundle because it's full of healthy food. There are offerings in the bundle that are in fact about weight loss, but somebody says it'd be nice to have a book that's not about weight loss. Well, there's plenty of stuff in here that is just about healthy, delicious treats that based on calorie density may or may not have anything to do with weight loss.
I think there's only 2 of the ebooks.
Well, Broccoli Mom's thing is a weight loss thing, but it's full of some really good food, you know. So
it's the recipes that she used for weight loss, but it's also the recipes that she uses to maintain her weight. I mean, that breakfast smoothie, you know, it's probably 400 or 500 calories.
Right.
For that,
I mean,
because it's full of protein.
Yeah, even our book, the Tofu, Cream Cheese, and Crackers book, is healthy snacks.
Right.
But it is, you know, hors d'oeuvres or snacks kind of a thing. So, you know, maybe not optimal for weight loss.
The emphasis on the ebooks in the bundle isn't about weight loss. It's just about being healthy. And that's why we require that everything in it has to be oil-free and whole food plant-based. So,
Yeah, to
question.
improve health, people are looking, some folks that are looking to improve their health are looking for weight loss solutions, and there certainly are some weight loss solutions in the bundle.
Absolutely.
But it's not the only thing.
And Dr. Furman has a 10 and 20 plan, lose 10 pounds in 20 days, eating healthy, whole foods. But you can also use his plan to detox. He calls it a detox plan. And so it's just learning how to eat healthfully. And then, Dr. Laura Marbas has her program on how to reduce your LDL cholesterol.
Is there a good Get Smart plan in there anyway?
Maybe one for language for me today. How to improve your language today. M. Pennington says, did you thaw the cherries first? Yes, I did thaw the cherries first. I put them in a dish in my microwave for about, 30 seconds or so, and just thawed them enough that I could cut them up because you blend some of the cherries with the batter, and then like a cup and a half of the cherries just get cut up and get stirred in so that so that when you bite into it, you're getting a bite of cherry. They're really, really delicious, you guys. I froze them so that we wouldn't eat them all up all at once.
Probably a good idea.
Probably so. So anyway, you have until 11:59 p.m. Tonight, Pacific time, to get the bundle. So if you don't want to miss out, go ahead and get it. Our affiliate link is in the notes underneath this video where it says more.
And
more.
I have absolutely, at this moment in time,
Yeah.
I have absolutely no intention to send you another email tomorrow morning about the bundle. So.
Why would you? Because they can't get it tomorrow.
That's right. For those people that are like done with, an email every other day from me on our Nutmeg Notebook MailChimp account, there won't be one tomorrow. So that's good news, isn't it?
Okay.
I won't be bugging you about the bundle anymore.
That's good news.
So that was the point I was making.
You're so funny.
So anyway, yeah, I might not email you again until middle of next week.
Yeah. So what have you guys made from the bundle? Has anybody made anything yet?
Some people have opened them and are exploring them, but we got a couple of emails yesterday. Somebody was cooking something right out of the bundle that we had just cooked.
Oh, somebody told me that they thought that the bundle was worth to get the recipe for the cinnamon raisin cream cheese. She was like, I made that. The whole bundle's worth.
The one recipe?
Yeah, she was like, it was the $49 was worth it just to get that recipe. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that one is like.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good, you guys.
It's
love
like
that one.
it's like getting a donut kind of a thing without all of the carbohydrate nonsense and sugar.
I don't know. It's just so tasty. So in Saturday's video, we went through and talked to you about downloading the bundle, organizing it, and tips on going through it to find different content. Just know it's a lot. There's 83 things. You're not going to go through it all in a couple of weeks. So pace yourself. Explore, but open something new every week and explore it and see what it is. And then the only time sensitive thing that we know about is when you go to the McDougall one to register for it, you have like 7 days to download all the videos because you're downloading the videos to your device.
Yeah.
And then once you have them, then you can watch them at your own pace.
That does take a spot of memory somewhere on your device. It's 7 gigabytes, which would easily fit in a computer or even an iPhone or iPad, because those typically are 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes, or if you're feeling really generous with yourself, you might have a 512 gigabyte iPad, I guess. So plenty of room to put 7 somewhere. And that way you can watch those videos right from your own device. So That was the only one that I know that had a time-sensitive thing.
Okay, so Jill said she made Chef Julia's holiday oatmeal cookies. Yeah, Chef Julia told me that I needed to make that one next. And I said, no, I can't because we won't be able to stay out of them. I know they're going to be too good. She also made a sweet potato toast. That sounds good. Tofu scramble. That was delicious. And she made a beet wrap, but it was a fail because it cracked. So when I was first learning how to make the dehydrated wraps, I over dehydrated one time and it cracked. And the other time, the other time by mistake, I put it was either the flax and the psyllium or it was chia and psyllium, whichever that wrap called for. I put it in at the beginning of the processing of it in my blender, and she says to add it at the end and only pulse it for a few seconds to incorporate that, otherwise it will crack. And those wraps cracked because I was just, throwing everything in, forgot that I wasn't supposed to put that in at the same time.
This is why is that one of Alyssa's wraps you're talking about? This is why the Kale Award, for one of the Kale Awards that Alyssa won yesterday, was for best technical research and development for a recipe in a plant-based ebook, because her research and development on these wraps was a serious time investment, I know. On the wraps, there was another question that came up yesterday, I think after the show. A lot of onions are used in some of the wrap recipes, and Tami uses the sweet onions, which is what Melissa Mars recommends in there. And yes, it's a lot of onion, but when they do dehydrate down, the phenols or whatever the onions have that make your eyes burn are gone. They actually come out in the room where they're being dehydrated.
They really got you bad.
My eyes were watering last week because the dehydrator was blowing out all of the onion phenols into the air. And so I had to she does it in the laundry room. So I had to shut the laundry room door and turn on the laundry room fan to keep that exhausting outside. But afterwards, the wraps were just...
They don't taste oniony
wonderfully
at all.
Delicious, pliable. Like, how can you make these this way? But you do with her recipe.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And if you can't find sweet onions, or if they're too expensive, we're able to get them at Costco for a very good price, because we're buying, I don't know, is that a 5 or 10 pound bag? 5 pound bag.
5 pound bag, yeah.
If you only have access to like yellow or white onions, one thing that you can do to tame them is, after you chop them, put them in a fine mesh sieve and then run cold water over them until it's more clear. At first, it'll be kind of milky, because you know how when you cut an onion,
it's got the little white.
It's kind of got that white milk going, and that will get rid of some of that strong onion flavor. And then, you just want to drain it really well, because you don't want it to be, overly wet. Now, when I made the mistake and I over dehydrated the one recipe for the wraps, and the other time, because I put everything in at the same time in the blender, then I just turned them into like crackers, and then they were like a snack food. So I didn't have to pitch them. I was still able to eat them.
We should push that down arrow and see if there's anything at the bottom here before we sign off. Oh, we're pretty
well, I wanted to read a couple things that I think that people said. Mary says, you always have the best presentation on the bundle all 4 years. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Jessie says the onions in those wraps contribute so much to their flavor. They do. They really do. And it's amazing that they don't taste like onions at the end of them. Yeah, Allison says,
one of our mottos on that comment, one of our mottos, things we try to hold up, and we're far from perfect, but if we're going to take the time to do a thing, we want to do it as well as we can, as well as time allows.
Right.
Even when, like this morning, it's right down to like the last 30 seconds when I realize I don't have a shirt on.
But you had a t-shirt on, you just didn't have a dress shirt on.
Yeah, I wasn't shirtless. I just had my t-shirt on, which doesn't afford me many places to clip a microphone. So And it's a little cool down here too this morning because I didn't turn the heat on very much.
It is cool down here. So Marie says she just got her bundle, and thank you for the reviews. You are so welcome. Thank you for buying the bundle. Let's see. Sharon just bought the bundle. Allison says, thanks for reviewing all the food you cooked. I think I already read that one.
Okay.
So
can you believe we've been on for an hour and 11 minutes?
No, how does that happen?
Or no, yeah, no, 10:30 to 11:30 to 12. We've been on for an hour and 40 minutes, miss.
Oh, well, we had a lot to cover.
We did.
So we'll hang on for just another minute if anybody has any other questions that you want to ask us. Also remember, if you need technical help or don't get your email, you can contact the help desk. It's uwlbundle@gmail.com. Also, on the link that we are providing for you to go and look at the bundle, they do have a Q&A, and in that there is a section that says, what happens if I don't get my confirmation email? And when you click on, it's a drop-down menu, and when you click on that, it gives you the address of who to write to for the help desk
who to email to, not a mailing address, but an email address.
Who to email.
We're using
old verbiage,
terminology,
old stuff. Sharon says, I enjoyed your presentation on how to use the bundle. I bought last year's and didn't use it to the fullest, so this year will be different. I totally get that, Sharon, because the first bundle that I bought, I was just so confused at what to do with it. Mm-hmm. It was a raw bundle that Lissa was in, mm-hmm. and I wanted the recipes, but then I really didn't know. I'd never had a bundle before. I really didn't know what to do with it. Typically,
in our family, I handle all the downloads.
Typically.
And so she was off in her office by herself with no download supervision. But you sorted it. I didn't have to get involved in that.
Belinda said that she signed out and then signed back in, and when she signed back in, then there were no commercials.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. What I did is I totally turned off. There's supposed to be on YouTube a little ad at the beginning of the show. That's actually helps offset our fees from a lot of other folks that bill us for stuff. They weren't supposed to be putting them in the middle. So, because I went back and checked my buttons, and that one was not clicked. So.
Okay. Anne says, I live in Michigan and often drive by Holland Bowl Mill. My goal, I'm going to visit the Holland Bowl Mill factory this year. You should, and they do tours. So you should. And if you go...
And tell them that Nutmeg Notebook sent you, and if you get a 15-inch bowl, you will get a free Mezzaluna knife to go with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what our Nutmeg code gets you. But if you say Nutmeg, it should work the same in person, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely it does. Yeah, let them know that you learned about them from Nutmeg Notebook. Absolutely. And so we will be having something coming up. Did we tell them the date?
We have it. Is it the 20th?
20th.
Yeah, and we actually are having Corey, the CEO of Holland Bowl Mill, will be coming on talking to us about this year's new and different program. So
we're excited because there's going to be more than just the bowls. I think we're going to.
It's going to be a broader product range, and instead of imperfect, they're going to be nearly perfect. We're doing an upgrade, people. We're upgrading our promotion.
We are. We're very excited about it. And we want to thank you guys for showing up and watching our videos over the past 10 days. It's been a lot of videos, and we want to thank you for purchasing the bundle from us if you did, because we know that there's a lot of people in the plant-based community that are also involved in the bundle.
And if you're about to purchase it, we thank you in advance.
That's the salesman. And, and he was a sales manager, and so he's really good at that part. And so But if you did choose to purchase it from us, we really appreciate it. And if you chose to support someone else in the plant-based community, we know that they really appreciated your support as well.
And we hope that our bundle guidance content is helpful in having you the opportunity to explore more in your bundle.
Right,
So,
absolutely, because there's so much in it, and there's a lot of value in it. And I already have one friend who got it and who is having trouble with their LDL cholesterol, and absolutely thrilled with Dr. Marbus's submission, and that's this one here. And she's already going through it and has already adopted the protocols in it. It's a practical guide to cholesterol management, and it's by Dr. Laura Marbus. And so she was so thrilled to find that. Someone else contacted us and let us know that they had someone who has high blood pressure, and so they're sharing the information about how to naturally lower your blood pressure. And so, there's just so much good information in here that we can then take and share.
yeah, this is the vegan. We talk a lot about food on our channel. We're sort of a food channel.
We sort of are.
But this is the vegan health bundle. And so there's some really serious healthful items in there.
Yeah, I'm excited to explore Lissa's mindful meditations. And then I was also really impressed with the gal who did a whole book about affirmations. And so I'm, just some like those little habits, if you can start integrating some of those little habits, meditation, giving yourself positive affirmations, being mindful about, exercise. There's one in here about sleeping, just so many things, none of us are perfect. There's always room for some improvement, and we each have some things that we need to work on, as we go along this journey. We work on certain habits and areas of our life at a time. And then once we master those, then we can work on something else. So just, lots of motivation. I just think it's fun to get new ideas and new practices and some new recipes as the seasons change. So spring is coming. We're all looking forward to that, and it's a time of renewal, and so also just a really good time to instill some new habits or new recipes and feel fresh.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Mona says, loved all the recipe demos and answers to questions, Tami and Tom. Ann Harrison says, there is a Japanese philosophy of perfectly broken. I like that. You were talking about the imperfect
The perfectly
bowls.
imperfect, yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Love that. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Your
so
voice is
you'll
gone.
Be, I know, I'm losing my voice.
And my food, well, that was a big smoothie. I guess I'm not really hungry. My brain sees that it's 12:16 and thinks it wants to eat something.
Oh, but it's really only 11:16.
Old
our body.
time.
I hate that. I hate the time change. Oh my goodness. Because I like my routine. I like to go to bed at my time and get up at my time and eat at my time. And now we, have to readjust to all this.
Let's tell Jessie thank you for being here.
Yes, Jessie, thank you so much for being here and helping us throughout the past 10 days. We really appreciate that. We know you have lots of other things that you could be doing, and the fact that you jump in and help us and help everybody out in the chat is lovely. So thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for coming and watching. And we hope it's all really helpful for you. And we're gonna take a rest. I think the rest of the day we're gonna break down all the studio equipment. I'm gonna get my kitchen back in order and rest.
Yeah, the dirty dishes today were at a minimum compared to previous days.
Oh, I know. I've been cooking so much. The dishes, you guys, have been crazy. Lots of dishes.
I have so much fun washing and drying them, though.
I've actually washed most of them, but you've been drying and putting them away.
Anytime you encounter a dirty dish, it meant that there was some good food involved. So anyway, okay. Get your bundles. Last day. We will talk to you next time we go live.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for the nice comments that you put in the chat. We really appreciate it. It's validating for us to get positive feedback from you, and it helps motivate us to keep doing what we're doing. And so we really appreciate it. I'm Tami.
And I'm Tom.
And we help you get
healthy
and stay healthy, one bundle at a time. Have a good rest of the week, you guys.
All right.
See you later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.